So it's no secret that I'm quite a big Borderlands fan, and we are just 20 days away from the release of Borderlands 4. And so I thought, to commemorate this exciting time while waiting for Borderlands 4 to come out, I'm gonna try and kill a raid boss every single day until Borderlands 4 comes out. So this is another day of killing one raid boss a day until Borderlands 4 releases. Let's get into it. And for today, we are back inside of the ever so lucrative wheel of the remaining raid bosses inside of every Borderlands game so far. And today it is gonna be the Trial of Discipline. That's what it's gonna be. Let's load up Borderlands 3 and get to work on the Trial of Discipline. We are going to be playing our good old boy Flak because it has been a hot minute since I actually played Flak. So yeah, why not take him out for a spin in the Trial of Discipline. And the Trial of Discipline is going to be the one that is over at the Precipice Anchor. Now I am just going to navigate to said area from the helm because for some reason on my Flak I haven't actually got the Trial of Discipline. So I just headed down to the Meridian outskirts just to pick it up. And now we're going to navigate over to the Precipice Anchor, which like I said is going to be our Trial of Discipline. And did you know that you can actually get to the drop pod from down here inside of Ava's room? If you jump up here, jump onto the lamp here. It's a bit tricky with Flak because he's actually taller than all the other Vault Hunters. But you can still get it. You just need to get like a good mantle up on this lamp. Don't get it there. There we go. And then outside, and then you can jump down here, and then you can actually go down again. And is it crouching through here? Here it is. And then we can use the drop pod. Bang. Look at that. Shortcuts through Sanctuary. Very, very nice and easy. So, yes, the Proving Grounds of Discipline here in the Precipice Anchor. We need to go ahead and speak to the Guardian over here. And, of course, before we do so, we need to make sure we are in True Trials mode to ensure that the end boss fight is going to be a raid boss. If you're not in True Trials, it's not going to be a raid boss. Mayhem 11 True Trials, and the end boss is going to be a raid boss. So, there we go. The Trial of Discipline. Let's buy some ammo and talk through the build briefly while she natters about us starting this quest. So, the build today is going to be, of course, on Flak, like I mentioned before. And we have the Revolter Shield, like on pretty much every single build going, giving us that 200% bonus shock damage on everything and bonus fire rate, of course, for our weapons. You can see we're actually primarily focused on a corrosive style build, and that will become more apparent as to why very soon. We have the Bounty Hunter class mod here because this is an amazing class mod, giving us a 3% chance to activate any hunt skill when shooting enemies, and bosses are now treated as humans, beasts, and robotics. For all of our skills that give us bonuses towards things like robots, humans, and beasts, this is going to apply all of those things to bosses, making this actually a very good boss killing build. We have a Mitosis Hunter Seeker because the Hunter Seeker is awesome and is going to proc a bunch of critter flex on flat, and being Mitosis means it's going to split into 3 and yeah, deal a bunch of damage. And then we also have a Flesh Melter Victory Rush, which is going to mean that killing an enemy with corrosion damage increases our damage with corrosive for a short time. This is 32% bonus damage and can stack up to 5 times, which is a 150% damage bonus for corrosive, which is pretty insane for 12.5 seconds. And then on top of that, it is a Victory Rush, meaning we're going to get that 18% bonus movement speed and damage for 60 seconds whenever we kill a badass enemy, which is obviously just fantastic. Now, as for the build goes, we are all the way spec'd down into the red tree for Megavore and all of our hunt skills. All of these sort of Interplanetary Stalker giving us those bonus damages, and the Robot bonus giving us that corrosive damage stack. And like we mentioned before, that corrosive damage is going to apply to the bosses, even if they aren't a robot, because of the fact that we have the class mod Bounty Hunter, meaning that bosses will take all of those special effects. So that's an amazing skill there. Obviously, Leave No Trace because the skill is amazing, giving us a chance not to consume any ammo. Again, Hunter's Eye is just great, giving us a bunch of different bonuses. Head count, giving us cooldown reduction so we can use our action skill more often, and it is going to be Fade Away, but we'll discuss that in a bit. We have the Most Dangerous Game, which is going to give us a bunch of different bonuses whenever we kill a badass enemy, which is obviously fantastic. Hunter Skill bonuses, which is going to boost pretty much all these Hunter skills going. Crit damage, and Megavore giving us a chance to crit even when we don't crit, which is just a fantastic skill. Now, we are partway down the green tree just to allow us to get to things like Lick the Wounds, which is going to give us our pet, allowing us to res, which is pretty much going to make us invincible since your pet doesn't really die. The scaling on your pet is very, very good, so this does help us out a lot. We have Hit a Machine, which does a bunch of good damage, providing no one is targeting us, which is most of the time, because of course we're going to be dipping into Fadeaway and stuff like that. We have the Furious Attack, which is a hunter skill, so it's going to take the bonuses off our red tree for all these hunter skill bonuses, and also is going to give us that good gun damage and fiery, all that nice stuff. Eager to Impress, giving us our cooldowns to get our action skill back, hopefully as quick as we possibly can. Nothing in the pink tree, because the pink tree sucks and nobody likes it, and all the way down into the blue tree, because this dominant skill is actually buffed. If you haven't played Flak for a while, this was buffed a while ago, but if you haven't played him for quite a long time, this dominant skill means that whenever Flak actually attacks an enemy with a melee attack or scores a crit while aiming down sights, which is obviously going to be all the time for us because we are using Megavore, we provide dominance over the enemy, which turns him into an ally. So this is basically a really good tool to help Flak stay alive and just pull some aggro off of us. Very, very useful actually. Quite an underrated skill, but you do have to invest in a few annoying points to get down to it, so it doesn't fit into every build, but it certainly fits into this one. Have some pet damage bonuses here. The increased action skill duration, which is fantastic, so that will apply to our Fadeaway as well. Ambush, it's not Ambush, it's Frenzy. It's Ambush in Borderlands 2, but it's Frenzy in this game, giving us bonus damage whenever any damage is dealt to enemies, which is obviously just fantastic. Flak's Pet is going to reflect damage. We have Psycho Hunter Stick, which is a hunter kill skill, giving us our pet some increased damage as well. Pet damage bonuses increased once again here, and also we have the Flak Pet damage here increasing, and also Shared Spirit, which is going to make us practically invulnerable. So this build does end up being actually a very tanky and survivable build, but also dealing some massive corrosion damage, which is obviously just fantastic. And we've chose pretty well because the Trial of Discipline is primarily corrosive weak enemies, a lot of armored enemies in this area, so we're going to be doing very well for ourselves in this area. Now, of course, it is Mayhem 11, like we mentioned before. We have our Guardian ranks as shown, and I'm honestly probably going to pass out in a minute because of all of that gushing I've just done over this build, but regardless, let us enter into the trial and see if we can take this guy down. I didn't even mention the weapons we're going to use. Corrosive weapons, we have the Reflux, we have the Herald. Both of these are amazing. Light Show is phenomenal. And for our rocket launcher, we have the Hive rocket launcher, because who doesn't love the Hive? And you know what? For the start of this fight, let's just shoot off a Hive. And it is exactly the same as in Borderlands 2. We'll fire a little distance, and then we'll shoot all these Hive projectiles out, which deals some very significant damage. So yeah, absolutely fantastic Hive. And yeah, the Reflux shotgun is honestly one of my favorite shotguns in the entirety of Borderlands in general. I think this shotgun is amazing. It's honestly such a fantastic mobbing shotgun. If you're fighting single targets, it's not actually that good. But if you're fighting any sort of amount of, like, large amount of enemies, the Reflux is amazing. It just does so much chain damage when you're able to chain between them. Unfortunately, it is literally just like a Brainstormer shotgun, but just on steroids, which kind of sucks that they, you know, just made it OP for this, but not for that. But it is what it is, man. I don't think the balance of Borderlands 3 is going to change anymore, so I think we're pretty well stuck with our weapon roster that we have already. I just wish the Brainstormer got the love that the Reflux shotgun has got, so. But regardless, it's going to slot in up to our corrosive damage build very nicely, as well as our Herald, which of course the Herald is just as good in Borderlands 3, maybe better than it even is in Borderlands 2. This gun is absolutely ridiculous, as you will probably see here. And yeah, very good. Trial of Discipline, you can see we're just mowing our way through. Unfortunately, the trial isn't really much different until you get to the final boss, even if it is on True Trials mode. It is pretty much the same difficulty, other than the final boss just having, like, I think it's like 4 billion HP or something. Got a massively boosted amount of HP. But I don't even know who that guy was. Someone must have fallen out of the map. Otherwise, I have no idea where he's gone. But yeah. Did you guys see the Harlow, you know, gameplay reveal at Gamescom? She is looking pretty cool. I did say initially that Rafa was going to be my number 2. I'm playing Amon first. Let me know in the comments what character you're going to play first. But I'm planning on playing Amon first. And I was planning on Rafa. I thought I was kind of set in stone with that. I've obviously seen, like, little bits about Harlow, but we didn't see anything too concrete. But after seeing her reveal, Harlow is looking amazing. Let me know what you thought about Harlow. She just, wow. I really thought she looked cool. She reminds me of Maya with all of her kind of phase lock style abilities. Also mixed with Amara with her ties that bind and all that sort of stuff. But I don't know. The abilities looked really cool. I like the colors. It gives me that, like, effervescence vibe, which is so cool, man. I love it. So yeah, I don't know. Harlow's looking really cool. I mean, to be honest, all of the characters in Borderlands 4 are looking really cool, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it. What are we now? Are we 20? I think we're 20 days left. I can't wait. I'm literally counting down. Well, you know I'm counting down because I'm doing a video every day. But I'm literally counting down the days until we get Borderlands 4. It's a very exciting time. But, alas, at the minute, we are stuck inside of Borderlands 3, 2, 1, the pre-sequel, just killing raid bosses every single day in the hopes of, well, moving closer to Borderlands 4, which I guess is the whole purpose of this series. And to be honest, it's been a fun series. I've had a blast. I've met some really cool people. I actually did a video with Killer 6. If you haven't actually seen that up on the channel, it is an amazing video. You should definitely watch it. Killer 6 was kind enough to have us on stream, and we went and hunted the Mirror of the Invincible, and that was a super fun fight. So you should definitely check that one out. Very, very cool. And yeah, it's just been a fun series overall. Replaying all of the Borderlands games and fighting all the raid bosses, trying to kill them in cool and funky ways, and yeah, just a good introduction to Borderlands 4, which by the looks of things is going to have some of the best boss fights that the Borderlands franchise has ever seen. I mean, we've only seen little bits, but those kind of vault areas that they showed off, if the raid bosses are anything like those, then you just know they're going to be great. It's looking to be good, guys. I'm not going to lie. Borderlands 4 is looking to be pretty dang awesome. I don't know. Are you prepared? I'm prepared. We got to go in and kill... I can't remember what this thing's name is. It's going to tell me in a second, though. Ah, the Arbalist of Discipline. Yes. I just realized I have my Mitosis Hunter C because I literally just haven't fired any of them. So we're not going to use a Reflux on this boss here because the Reflux isn't very good against single targets, which is kind of like a single target boss.
I'm all out.
Need to make sure we reload. But yeah, you can see the Herald does some truly disgusting damage. And I love it too. I could also swap onto the Light Show. The Light Show as well is just amazing. Look at all that damage. Beautiful. Use our action skill. Get that Revolter damage in for the bonus shock damage, the extra fire rate. Need to reload. Also, if you actually use the 3 shots of fadeaway, look how long you stay in fadeaway, man. With all those bonuses, I'm just in here for like ages and ages. Pretty insane, actually. You stay in here for so long, fire out like a couple hive shots while we're in here, and just stay here for the last one. Let it do the work for us. I don't know why we're stressing trying to kill this guy. We just let the hive do all the work for us. Nice. Alright, dude. Okay, okay. Relax, relax. Okay. 1 health bar done. There we go. And we'll chunk down his 2nd health bar. Yeah, I think this guy, I can't remember exactly what it is. I think it's about like 3 or 4 billion HP, so quite a lot. And as you can see, this isn't like a Amara melee like one shot or anything like that, but it's just a good, solid amount of damage. Good survivability on this build. Probably one of my favorite builds, actually. Just feels nice, man. You get good survivability, you get good damage. Corrosion's just always fun. Who doesn't love killing people with just a bunch of corrosive damage? And any time that I'm allowed to use the Herald is just, it's a good time for me. The Herald is amazing, man. I also kind of forgot to mention my beast choice. We are using the fire guy here, the fire spider ant, because this guy, he doesn't just boost fire damage, he boosts all elemental damage. So because we're obviously stacking up all of our corrosive damage, like we showed before, that like bonus corrosion damage, that bonus elemental damage that the spider ant is giving us, sorry, is going to apply very nicely to all of our weapons, which is great. Yeah, it's amazing. And we are very close to taking down the Arbalist, and bang, all dead and dusted. Might as well finish these guys off as well. Bang, 1, and where's the other guy? Bomb, 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 bomb. There we go. Very nice. Nice. What legendaries did we get from here? We got a Chaoson. That gun kind of sucks. A Spinner definitely sucks, and that Flipper, which is an amazing weapon, especially when paired with Moe's. This weapon is absolutely broken good, but I don't want it for my flak, so there we go. That is it. We will open the end chest because I feel obliged to do so, even though the chances of us getting anything useful here are pretty slim. But we'll have a look. You know, part of the fun is just to have a look, see what we get. Oh, like a head skin. Wow. Infinity is a no thank you for me. Rat Commando is a terrible class mod. A corrosive stone safeguard. Not something I'm super interested in, but regardless, very, very nice. And that is another day, another raid boss defeated. Thank you very much for joining. Why does this water, like, run at 12 pixels? I was like, Smiller speaking, and look at the frame rate on this water. Why is that so weird? Looks like slime. As I said, yes, thank you very much for watching. I will see you tomorrow as we move another day closer to Borderlands 4 and we kill another raid boss. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Whoop.
The hunt will continue.